What's up, YouTube family? It's your boy S.Craft Blends once again with another barber tutorial, and today we are going to do a nice skin fade on my brother. We're going to hook him up, and we're going to do it using detachable blades with the Oster Octane. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, right now we're just setting that initial guideline, making it easy. I usually cut all different kinds of ways, but people have been asking, instead of doing the fade down technique with the detachable blades, can you do it a different way? So I'm going to give you what I believe is the easiest way to actually use detachable blades and make it quick. So first we start off with our initial guideline. You can do a low fade, you can do a high fade, you can do a mid fade, whatever you want to do. Just set your initial guideline wherever you want it to be. And then we're going to go in with a 0A. Now watch this. We're going to skip guards. So right now we're going to a 1A. The guards that I have specifically, that I'm going to be using in this video, I have a 5-0, I have a 000, I have a OA, I have a 1, I have a 1A, I have a 1.5, and I have a 2. I have some more, but that's what I'm going to be using. And if you have those, you can kill some fades with just those blades. So we started out with our first guideline. Then we did an OA, about close to an inch. Then we jumped into the 1A, about an inch, and then we went with a 2, about an inch, right up in the parietal ridge area. Now watch. Now we're gonna grab the ones that we skipped, and we're gonna work our way down. Don't ask me why this works, but it does. So I did that 2 up top. Now I grab the 1.5 blade, and now I'm just kind of knocking that out, going right into that number 2. Now I skip down and I grab the number 1 blade, and I'm just gonna tap at that line right there and just kind of go up just a little bit, blending it in using the full blade but also the corners of the blade, just to kind of knock out that line and knock out some of that bulk. And as you can see, it's already starting to come together. Now, as you know, I am a freak about details, but I'm telling you what, if you've never cut hair a day in your life and you use these steps, I believe that you can do a good fade, man. I'm telling you, I believe that. So we're still using that number 1, and we're just kind of tapping out that line, and then we're gonna drop down to the 5-0. That's what we're using now. We're just gonna attack that bottom line with that 5-0 and just take it a little bit up. And because I see some things, I'm just using the corner of that 5-0 blade just to tap around at some things and just try to make it blend a little better. One thing I can say about these cameras, from some angles, man, the thing looks blurry as can be, and other angles, it looks like you have lines and little gaps and stuff like that. But when you look at this thing in person, I'm telling you what, it looks blurry, but I keep working on the details, and now I went ahead and grabbed that 5-0 blade and was trying to tap at that line because I started out with my trimmers, my Babyliss trimmers, and I just created a little bit more of a line. So you got to be careful with that. But now I went back to the OA, and now that I'm in that small detail area, between skin and hair, I'll use, my 000 blade. I will use my OA blade and just kind of tap around and just really work on blending that bottom line out. Pull the skin tight, and now I'm at the triple blade again, just kind of tapping at it. But ultimately, that's how you do it. Now I'll come back in and work on details with my wall seniors. But so I go ahead and throw a line on the front, being I have the foundation laid, and I put the line on the front because it's almost like a picture frame. For whatever reason, when you put a line on there, you just kind of throw a little edge. It gives you a better vision of the fade altogether. I think when you take your eyes off of the fade and you do it something else, then you can come back and see things you couldn't see before, maybe because your eyes got blurry or just well adjusted to it, and now you need to come back with fresh eyes. So I'll come in with my wall seniors, and I'll begin to tap more at that line, and I'll do some detail work. But there again, I think that just the steps that I just did honestly would pass in a barbershop. I believe that most barbers who would use those steps, man, it would help them tremendously. And anyways, and if you feel comfortable, working on details with another clipper that you're comfortable with, man, feel free to just keep touching it up and work at it and things like that. There again, I'm a freak about details, man. That's what I love, and I'll just keep tapping and tapping. And honestly, sometimes I may get myself into worse trouble. And I've had people tell me before, man, leave it alone. It looks good, and sometimes you just keep working at it because you want it to be perfect. And then you have to, you whether your hand hits a spot wrong or something, and you just have to go ahead and keep on. So I went ahead and I used my Babyliss shavers underneath the line that I created, and I kept it, about a 1/4 inch from the line that I first established, just to go ahead and stay beneath that. And what I found is when you do this cut and you hit it with that shaver on the bottom, it just makes the fade look like it's extended a little bit lower. Whenever I first made the initial guideline, I dropped it a little lower in back, and because of that, I kind of stretched these out just a little bit more. But there again, I jumped straight into my OA, and you see the first guideline. Then I jumped into the 1A. You've seen the second guideline. I actually messed up and grabbed the 1.5, so then I'm like, oh, wrong one. And obviously I could have kept working with it, but for sake of the video, I wanted you guys to see what I was talking about. So I jumped back to the 2, started knocking out that bulk in the parietal ridge area, and then just simply went back to that 1.5 blade because I'm working my way down now. So there again, OA, 1A, 2. Now on the way back down, I put the 1.5 blade on there. 1.5, and then I skip the 1A and I go to the 1, and then I'll skip the OA and I'll go to the 000. So right now I'm using that 1, and where am I at? Right at that guideline. I'm coming up a little bit underneath that guideline that you can still see, and just kind of carrying it up a little bit into the previous guard that I did. And then once I knock this out, I'll go ahead and grab my 000 and start working at that bottom line. And because I started looking out, I turned the head different angles, and I started thinking, I don't really want to drop it in the back. So I decided to kind of give it that straight look all the way around. So I went ahead, and right now I'm kind of bringing it up a little bit. So I actually went back to the OA. You don't have to, but because I wanted to bring it up, I just went ahead and went back to the OA, and then I'll grab my 000 right now. And then as I turn the head, I'll see that the fade is not really connecting the back and the sides too well. So I'll just, turn them to that little corner where it doesn't connect, and I'll start working on that with the blades as well. And then I'll come back in with my wall senior and do some detail work just to clean it up. But as you can see, man, the blades are pretty much doing the work for you. I feel like this is really, really simple. I'm going to do another video where I show you my blades and actually show you more of that, the same steps, man. I just think that it's very easy to do once you get it, and for some people I think it could be a game changer. So there again, right now I'm working on that area where the fade connects the side to the back. A lot of times these are troubled areas for people, because you knock the side out, side's looking good. You knock the back out, the back's looking good, and then you realize, man, these things don't tie together too well. So that's what I'm doing right now. Now, normally I would not have to do this, and I wouldn't have dealt with the issue that I'm dealing with now as far as the back, because I usually do everything all the way around. But for sake of the video, I did one side, and then I stopped and did the back, and then I'm going to go do the other side. But normally I would carry that guideline all the way around the head. The first initial guideline, I would shave underneath it all the way around the head, and then I would do my second guideline with the OA, and I would go all the way around the head, and I would do the same process, skipping and then going back down and doing the ones that I skipped all the way around the head. It makes it very quick, it makes it efficient, it knocks the hair down quickly in a good level, and then you just come back in and touch it up. So there again, here's the process. So we did our first guideline, then we came in with the OA, now we came in with the 1A, and then we come, right now I'm doing the number 2. I know it's moving fast for sake of time. Now I'm grab my 1.5 blade right there under that 2, and just trying to knock out that. As you can see, his hair grows in a crazy pattern on this side, so it's taking me a little bit longer, but and it's gonna look a little patchier until I can work on it. But anyways, so then I worked my way down to that number 1. Now I'm back at the OA to just kind of tie that in, and now I'm with my 5-0, and you know, just making it happen. Let's go ahead and throw that picture frame on there so we can see what this picture looks like. Eyes cleared up a little bit. Now I'm going back in and I'm hitting those spots, cleaning up the bottom. Now coming in, just touching up those lines that I see, and I feel like it's a pretty simple process, man. So if you have the guards, and obviously if you're going to use detachable blades, the more blades you have, the better. So you need to make sure that you have the arsenal. Takes a little bit of money, but they're definitely worth it in my opinion. Takes a little getting used to too, but if you use this process, it will definitely help. Come in and shave it, and now the fade is not done. That's just my foundation. I'm going to come back in and work on details, and I'm going to show a little bit of how I do that. But I took a number 2, went with the grain, lightly cleaning up the top. He didn't want to cut much off, but he wanted to hit those loose hairs. We're going to go ahead and do the front lineup. One side of his lineup hangs down really low, like at this angle, it is the right side hangs down lower. So I start in the middle, and I work my way to the highest end, trying to go from the middle to the highest and make that straight. And then that gives me a good picture of where I need to go with that lower side to bring it up to meet the other side. So saves time. Now we're going to go ahead and throw a little color enhancement on there. Once again, 245 Onyx. And that card that you're looking at, that you can get that card from Sean Cuts Hair on Instagram. He also has a YouTube channel. Look him up, Sean Cuts Hair. Great dude, great barber, and those cards there are a lifesaver. All right, so we're going to go ahead and clean up this line with the razor. I'm using the feather razor. It's about $60 on Amazon. But that joker's a beast, man. You just squeeze the back of it and the razor pops out, and you pop a new one in. You can move fast, and I have it exposed. They're supposed to take feather razor blades, and they fit down nice and snug, but I just use it with my regular ones, and I like it exposed like that. So that's as far as it goes. It will be exposed if you get it. Just know that. So looking at the beard, starting to touch it up, I looked at, and I'm like, oh, there's some things in the head. There again, I took my eyes off and I looked back, and whenever I look from a different angle with fresh eyes, I start touching stuff up. So lining up the mustache, lined up the back of the beard. I don't even mess with the top of the beard at this time, because I'm going to show you how I do it to make things fast, so you don't have to keep going over the same steps. A lot of people will line up the beard first, and then they spray color enhancement, and then they hit the razor, and it's just a whole step. So I want to knock that step out and do it as fast as possible. And I learned this from Get Beam, my boy, my dog. You don't even need to hit it with the trimmers right yet. Just create your line with your color if you're going to use color enhancement. Same thing in that area right there. I'll hit the color enhancement in there, and I'll come back in with the razor. So now that I know where that beard line is, I just use my razor, and I just bring it right on down. I don't have to even touch the trimmer on that top part. Some people, you need to use some some 245 shave gel. Others, I just dry shave, man. And he's one of those people that if I dry shave, it's not a big deal. But we just go ahead and hit that line, hit the back line, and things looking pretty sharp, man. There again, we didn't hit the top with the trimmers to line it up. We just hit our color on there, and now I'm just bringing that razor down all the way to that color line and just trying to make that line nice and sharp, crispy. And then I'll come in the little area there under his lip and hit that as well. I do not think I recorded that for sake of time. But fade's coming together, beard's coming together. I clean up under his neck and all that good stuff. And then now that I cleaned up under his neck, I'm just free-handing. He likes his beard a little fuller. He's growing it out, but he wanted those loose hairs taken care of. So first I come in and I just freehand lightly, knocking off those extra hairs that are sticking out. And I always like to do that with a fade blade, whether it's a Andis Master with a fade blade or a Wall Senior with a fade blade, either one. But then to really get that nice shape and clean up, got to hit it with the shears, man. So if you want to take your beards to the next level, make sure you use shears after you clean them up with your clippers. It's just it's something, man. There's my boy Chris Basio coming through, showing a little love. So right now I'm doing a little detail work. I don't show a whole lot because I'm gonna do a whole video on detail work, but I come in and I look for little dark spots, and I simply just rest my comb on the head, and I come in and there's a little dark area that I see, and I just lightly tap with it. So what I'm doing, the reason I have my comb there is because I'm just wanting to rest my scissors on there so I can tap at it. But that's the finished product. I feel like it's pretty blurry. I could have actually did better. I know I could have, but with recording and everything. But anyways, I think it looks great. Hey, God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, notification button, and I will catch you tomorrow. God bless.